Kim, 5 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. George creates space and then knocks down the three.
Shot clock halfway through, down to 10 now. George, a long three, got it.
Here's George, his three. You bet. Paul George. George for three.
Now George again. You can hear the Boo Birds here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Pulls up, and his three this time.
It'll be Paul George coming up with a good look, too good a look, and he hits the triple.
One line here, multitasking, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Gets a screen assist on the previous possession.
Something that he takes pride in. But after that 4 for 6 shooting night in San Antonio, he obviously wants to keep it going. Said it's all about.
5 to shoot. Paul George. Here's George. Yes.
Would have knocked down the initial, but 2 times be able to put back the offensive rebound. Woo.
Paul George hits a three.
Should be the best free throw shooter on the team.
Paul George counters with a three.
Can really play, and he has had some highlight jams this year. That's one of them. George, the other way for 3. George with a hand in his face. That's a 3. Paul George picked up by Morris. Gets free for the 3 and knocks it in. Jerome to inbound. Finds George. Curling, catching, and connecting. Lou to Paul George. Curling, catching. Oh, damn! The Clippers.
A lot of shots and a lot of minutes. Now he's being asked to come off the bench. He's trying to get healthy. It's been an adjustment.
Shoot that, especially the way we shoot the basketball tonight.
Paul George way outside of Mary.
Escapes. Carroll in the lane. 3-point shot is good. It's by George.
It has a rebound. George with Bertans gets him off balance. Rocks up a 3.
George just was standing there in the corner.
Snell, but the Pistons unable to score. Paul George with a quick shot. Topside. Knocks it this
quarter. Had a lead as large as 13 if you're just joining us. Paul George for 3. Knocks it in.
And if he does, I'll be ready to clean it up.
George uses Zubac as a barricade. Clippers by 2. George.
Put up 15 and 6. They have won 8 of their last 9. Here's Paul George on fire.
Let it go from 30 feet.
Paul George for the 3 and good. 6 games. Trez with a rebound, kicks it out to George for 3. Got it.
And push him back to that left hand.
George for a straight-on 3. Paul George is out there. He's only played 18 minutes. Flings a 3. He has.
Now George looks for 3 more.
And that's why Nick McMillan.
Now some of those game was decided as George snaps up another.
They're committed to trying to force tough actions. You look at even right there.
You use that shot fake, take the contact to get those 3 free throws as Mr. PG-13.
Thought about it. Using the Zubac screen. Will pull up and hit from wide open. Passed on the shot. George takes it and hits.
Late in the clock, the Clippers in trouble. George, a contested 3. Book it. The hardest shot he's taken in the second half.
Expect only about 2 more minutes for these Clippers starters. And you don't believe me?
Smart basketball play.
George hits his second 3 of the game. Pelicans. Lou chased around by Holiday. Gives it to George. A quick catch and shoot 3. Their win over Philadelphia a few nights ago. Paul George, a catch and shoot 3. He got it.
Frank Jackson in the corner.
Man, that was a good scoop by the shortstop. Paul George filling it up. Starting to
getting to his spots. Beverly got the steal, leading to this 3-pointer that Paul George knocks down.
El pasado año tuvimos la oportunidad de narrar ese juego. Ahí está
Lou Williams that can absolutely win a ball game on the road. Paul George for 3.
By Montrez, the Clippers hunting for the lead. George for 3. Got it. different this organization is. Here is Paul George for three. Maybe he got up some shots on that court.
Clippers 8-2 when both George and Leonard are in the lineup together. George connects on it. Beverly finding George wide open for three.
Sideline, out of bounds execution once again. Here he comes.
Paul George, great look at a three and knocks it in one less. Montrezl Harrell is in. And Hardaway goes down. George is yet to score in the second half. George, Sterling, catching and connecting and puts it into the drought games.
And there they go again. Nice deflection right there.
And the pull-up from downtown.
Paul George with the three-pointer.
6 títulos.
Sí, señor.
Ha ganado el equipo de Golden State.
George, step back, three-pointer is good. Paul George off to a terrific.
George, pump fake, then pulls the trigger, gets three more. Take on the Pistons on the 2nd of January. George left alone, that provokes a three.
And on the road this season, they are just 3-8 at home. As George hits from three. Fourth foul on the Hard, his third offensive foul. George, yes.
Where they would not allow him to post up. They would not allow him to post up there.
He runs, he moves well without the basketball, and he makes shots. As PG comes back.
Wise going to the Clippers, and Paul George is getting traded.
Christmas in the summertime.
And George hits another three.
Yeah, he's been.
Beverly with a rebound. To George, all alone for three. 6 threes. Drive the dish.
Get out.
Two-man game with man for the corner three. He loved it the second it left his hand.
Racing up the floor, finds George, steps back, another three. Got it! Paul George.
Y dirigía el standing, ya está atrás y no avanza.
Advantage you will find. Great block from Marcus Morris. Paul George, 3 for 3.
Paul George, a catch and shoot. George rises up for three.
George, catch, fire, and hit from three.
1 for 4 to open up all of his shots outside the paint. George for three, and the Clippers have made their
15-10 lead. 4 minutes gone by here in the first. George for three, yes.
Sometimes you just need to get an old-fashioned, you know what?
Well, here's Paul George. I mean, what are you going to do?
Probably one of the best I've ever seen to get to his position.
Two-man game with George and Leonard. It's a three in the Clippers.
What is their decision making when they do so?
Paul George launches a three and rattles that in.
Clippers lead cut down to 11. George got it again, his third, make it his 4th three.
Wanted to shoot it, passes it out to Williams.
He's trying to draw the foul. There was no foul to be had. Then he
And now George in attack mode in a transition. Step away three for him. It is good. And the Clippers.
Beverly, Leonard, Paul George. Those are elite defenders.
Clippers go to George.
Rebound for the Clippers in the quarter. Can it get him a three? George rips the cords and the Clippers lead by.
Nice job. He's given him 8 points, and he has a couple of 4 assists or 3 assists. George.
The feet got tangled up there. Here's George, a corner three. Rips the cords, Clippers.
6-0 run here by the Blazers. George for three. Yes. That's his.
Very comfortable behind the three-point line.
Paul George, that's a three. And down it goes.
His efficiency. And they're still trying to figure it out. Paul George has it figured out.
Was it? That was close. George pulls back. Three-pointer, Paul George.
Overhearing Lou Williams and Doc Rivers talk as Paul George gets the pass and cans a three.